The newly announced OnePlus 7 Nord creates some huge issues for Xiaomi. They're not issues that Xiaomi can fix with just new hardware. We're going to talk about that today. You guys might not remember this, but when OnePlus first came on the scene a few years ago, they were all about giving us the most amount of spec at the cheapest price. Then somewhere along the way, with all of their messaging on YouTube and all of the other marketing they did, their devices became all about fast and smooth. And a big part of that had to do with their operating system. Now, needless to say, as someone that owned a OnePlus 3T, their operating system was great. But the reasons that it was great originally were because it was such a light skin over Android, which meant that older hardware that was less powerful could run it really, really quickly. On top of all that, because OnePlus would only make one, maybe two devices a year, their software and software development team could focus solely on doing things within that ROM that made the user experience feel or appear to be faster. Combine that with OnePlus being one of the first manufacturers to combine a 90 Hz or high refresh rate display along with higher touch sampling rate, it gave OnePlus this unmistakable marketability online and with YouTubers that the device just felt faster. Now, feeling faster is great, and I love devices that feel fast, but selling a device based on an unquantifiable metric being feeling faster means that OnePlus could then just take this philosophy to their entire product line. And then that got me thinking, are there other manufacturers that sell devices based on like a unquantifiable metric or something that we can't necessarily quantify? Wait, there's that one other company, they make a lot of phones and their name is Apple. Apple sells phones based on user experience or based on how much better their device feels to use. Apple talks about the software experience and the ecosystem or the way things just work and kind of fly. So is OnePlus selling phones the same way Apple is? And the answer is pretty simple. OnePlus, they're doing just that. They're selling you based on their software and their promise to support the device with updates. And from the track record, BBK is usually pretty good about software updates. And this is where it creates problems for Xiaomi. I need to get going, get to my office before rush hour. Two things. First, if you've been enjoying this video, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up. Second, a lot of people have been asking for a video about my motorcycle. Should I do one? Or should I just do like a frequently asked questions? Let me know in the comment section. See, whenever we talk about mid-range devices, we always talk about the maximum amount of spec, the maximum amount of capability at a specific price point. And how many reviewers and how many people talking about the OnePlus device are going to be talking about the experience or the cleanness of Oxygen OS. I demonstrated to you guys in this video, MIUI is getting pretty close to stock Android.
More bright vocal, not just bass.
Now this creates a massive problem for Xiaomi because Xiaomi started as a software company. Xiaomi started as MIUI, and MIUI started as a custom ROM for Android, and then later a phone company was developed to put this custom software on the device. Ultimately, MIUI was started as a way to bring iOS-like features, iOS-like appearance to Android. And now most reviewers and most people have fallen out of favor with heavily skinned OSs. And like it or not, every time Xiaomi launches a new device, all of the reviewers, when they get to the software, they talk about MIUI. And as much as I might like MIUI, the nicest thing most people say about MIUI is
that. Really, the software is probably the only reason I couldn't rock this phone every day. My UI, like I said, isn't my thing.
Another small bummer is MIUI or MyUI.
Now this problem of user experience / software is not a problem that Xiaomi can just throw hardware at. Because as much as you want to make new phones with better specs for cheaper prices and cut corners places, at the end of the day, at the software part of each YouTube review, the standout between every Xiaomi device and the OnePlus Nord is going to be that they prefer a close to stock Android aesthetic, or that it's faster and smoother, or that it runs cleaner. That now kind of combined with the perception of OnePlus supporting their devices with Android updates means that there's more perceived value in that mid-range purchase. When we combine that with something like the OnePlus earbuds that were launched today, and I will do a video about those, try to get my hands on them, and OnePlus is beginning to develop an ecosystem of products and of devices that they are making software that essentially enriches the overall user experience, where Xiaomi just keeps on throwing hardware at it and not really looking at very much in the way of software. Here's another issue that Xiaomi is facing with this. Xiaomi started as a software company. People, lots of people, like their software, especially people in China, and they cannot abandon it. If they abandon MIUI, they're going to abandon a lot of hardcore fans that got their devices and like MIUI. On the other hand, if they want to appeal to more Western consumers, or they want to appeal to maybe more YouTubers and reviewers, they need to pare MIUI down. They need to make it more minimalistic. They need to take out a lot of the extraneous bloatware, and they need to overall just make it a slightly kind of cleaner aesthetic. Run, run, run. What's up, doggies? Aww. Konnichiwa de quoi? Now, Xiaomi introduced the Poco launcher and some of the kind of more Poco specific software with the Poco F1. But with all of their devices globally, we don't have that. Like, we still don't have an app drawer. When I tried out the Redmi Note 9 Pro that my friend had, the international version of it, and overall, it's still a pretty heavy skin. Now, it's a skin that I appreciate, I like, I find quite convenient, but it's not that Western friendly. And on top of that, it doesn't change the fact that it's still a pretty heavy skin. And in order for Xiaomi to kind of conquer the West, or conquer a lot of these markets that OnePlus just did, they need to be giving us a better, cleaner, faster. They need to be giving us a user experience that stands out to consumers as a hallmark feature and an ecosystem in which they want to buy into. My experience with Xiaomi devices, especially with like the way their headphones interface with their mobile phones, outside of the China market, there isn't a lot of like inter-collaboration, and there isn't a ton of ecosystem or added convenience added by the Xiaomi ecosystem. There isn't, for instance, an integrated Mi Home application with all of the MIUI. It's still an extra app, and that app is still available on all the devices. So in order for Xiaomi to kind of conquer this, they need to make a user experience that people want to buy into and that has more perceived value.
The OnePlus 7 Nord creates some huge issues for Xiaomi.
Apple is doing just that.